Hello and welcome to Kristianstad here in southern Sweden. This is of course the land of the Volvo, the country that was assembled by IKEA, and we are back having the World Championships in Sweden for the first time since 1984. Well, just a few moments ago on this very spot we crowned the 2016 World Champion. But today's story begins 12 months ago. We go back in time to Le Mans in France. We recount the last lap when the Dutchman Jorrit Peks took the biggest win of his career. He is the reigning world champion coming into today's race, and we heard from him just a few moments ago. World champion is of course the Dutchman Jorrit Peks. Jorrit, how fired up are you to defend your title this Sunday?
I mean, you want to win every World Championship, but now it's a special one because I have to defend, and yeah, of course we'll do the best we can to take the title for 1 year more.
Let's go back a little bit to Le Mans, the last lap. Have you still gotten over it?
Yeah, it's still remember it sometimes, and then when you start thinking about Le Mans, yeah, of course you think about the last lap. Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, the feeling after that lap, you just can't describe. So yes, I can't imagine one better way to win a world championship than what happened there. So yeah, it's a really special feeling.
Well, you're at the 2016 European Championship. Hasn't that been that easy for you?
No, it's been a disaster to be honest. I struggle a lot with the problem with the ribs. Even we work hard on the material, and sometimes we are not in a good way. I'm happy we find the good way and we find the speed back, and now it's time for the World Championship, and I'm one of the fastest, so we can fight for the win.
After leading for 23 of 24 laps last year, but ultimately finishing second, the most determined driver here at Kristianstad in Sweden was the Italian Paolo Di Conto. He took pole position with a blistering lap around the Swedish circuit of 49.069. Incredibly, second on the grid was another CRG, the reigning world champion, the Dutchman Jorrit Peks, second fastest to make it an all-CRG front row of the grid in qualifying. Third quickest was the three-time World Cup champion Bas Lemmers, hoping to give CIK their first World Championship since 1993. Super impressive was the Italian for the Paralympic team, Lorenzo Complesi, the Asia Pacific reigning champion, qualifying fourth ahead of another Frenchman in a CIK, Jeremy Iglesias. The three-time world champion Marco Ardigo, recently crowned European champion, was sixth quickest, ahead of his former teammate, now driving a CRG, the Italian Flavio Camponeschi. Having a difficult reintroduction to World Championship karting was the Brazilian Rubens Barrichello, author of 326 Formula One Grand Prix. He qualified in 30th aboard his Birolart.
For sure it's the best way to start the week. We make it 1 second in the qualifying, so I cannot say it's not possible to make it better than this. Then we see for the continuous of the race. So now we have 2 hit and then pre-final and final. So we have to win the final, not the qualifying. But it's a good start.
Many teams took the opportunity to come to the Kristianstad circuit and test in the months leading up to the World Championship, and after qualifying we had 2 heat races to see really who did have the speed. Well, the question was answered because the pole sitter Paolo Di Conto was absolutely dominant. He took 2 heat wins from 2 starts. In the first heat, he led home his countryman Lorenzo Complesi and the 3-time world champion Marco Ardigo just sitting behind him in 3rd spot. Pex was 4th ahead of Lammers, Handley and the 4-time world champion David Forey into 7th. In heat number 2, a spectacular crash on the 2nd corner eliminated the American driver Gary Carlton and the 2009 world champion Arno Kozlinski. Di Conto leading home Ardigo, Bas Lammers coming home in 3rd spot. Complesi was 4th, Ben Handley, the Englishman, moving up into 5th.
For me, most of everything is an honor to be here. I mean, at 44, would you say I would have the physical conditions or some speed to come here? I never thought. And go here, the first practice was okay, but then the rubber started to come up. Never had that experience, not in a Formula 1, not on the touring car, and so I've been struggling big time. So I hope it rains a little bit, so I have a bit more of a chance. But I tell you, what a pleasure to be here. It makes me feel young. It makes me feel part of this youth. I mean, it's amazing. It's really well organized. The times of the go-karts. You have splits. You have like a mini Formula 1 around here, and I think. It's very important for people. The drivers are giving everything they can. You can see even Jordan when he was a bit more relaxed on Thursday. Comes Friday, comes Saturday, it gets everything tense up. It's like a Formula 1. It's a big championship.
The tension was palpable for the start of the KZ pre-final. For the first time this weekend, Paolo Di Conto did not lead. His countryman Marco Ardigo from the outside of the front row of the grid swept around the CRG driver to rocket into the lead. Di Conto was second, but he waited until lap number 4 before making his move, and from there they didn't see which way he went. Behind him, Ardigo fought off the challenge of the Dutchman in the Saudi Cup, Bas Lammers. Behind him, the battle was raging. Flavio Camponeschi and Ben Handley touching wheels side by side down the straight at 135 k's an hour. Ardigo would go on to finish second, Lammers third. However, a brilliant drive by the 4-time world champion David Forey, 4th place in the gold cart. Lorenzo Complesi finishing in a great 5th place, 1 ahead of the baby race team driver Leonardo Lorandi. Having not a good run was the reigning world champion Jorrit Pex, finishing 1 spot behind his younger brother Stan, way down in position number 13. This was the final of the 3-round series for the CIK-FIA Academy Trophy here in Sweden. Well, he recently won the Swedish National Championships, Alfred Nilsson, and he took pole position on Friday evening in the Academy Trophy class. Second fastest was Ellie Goldstein. Alfred Nilsson backed up his brilliant form to take 2 heat wins. Kai Havercourt also very impressive. During the pre-final, it was Nilsson who did not get the best start. Ellie Goldstein took the lead for the first time in 2016. Nilsson, on his home circuit, shadowed the Belgian until the final few laps, the final few corners in fact, and then he swept past to go into the lead. Nilsson winning the pre-final to ensure pole position start for the final. Goldstein, the Belgian, on the outside of the front row of the grid. For the Englishman, Callum Bradshaw, he just needed a good finish. He did exactly that, 5th in the pre-final, virtually guaranteeing him the 2016 championship. 87 drivers from all around the world just trying to qualify for the final of the KZ2 International Super Cup here in Sweden. Well, after winning the final round of the European Championships at Genk in Belgium, the Italian Matteo Vigano was fastest after 2 groups of qualifying, but then came the Spaniard Pedro Hilbrand, blistering time 49.101 to take pole position for the heat races on Saturday. From there, the Spaniard was absolutely unstoppable. He took 4 heat wins from 5 starts. The heat he did not win, he finished second. Great performances also from the likes of the Italian Luca Corberi, the Maranello team driver Tommaso Mosca, and the impressive young Dutch driver Max Tuban taking a first heat win. Irlando, third in the European Championship, also took a heat win, alongside Felice Tiene, the former World Cup winner, making sure the CRGs were 1 and 2 throughout the heats. Pre-final 1, and the Spaniard Hilbrand continued his brilliant form. He ensured that he will start at least from the front row of the grid. However, the Italian Alex Irlando in the energy course did not make the cut. He will not race the International Super Cup final later this afternoon. Tom Joyner, after coming from the back of the grid, did scrape through. Meanwhile, in pre-final number 2, the former World Cup winner, Felice Tiene, ensured it is an all-CRG front row of the grid for the final by winning the second pre-final. Max Tuban was very impressive in the second pre-final as well. The Dutchman going through. Tom Joyner also going through to qualify for the final. Right now, we go green for the final time for the Academy Trophy. In 2016, Nielsen leads them down into the Vegas chicane for the first time. He looks behind him. It's a gap back to Goldstein. There was a gap back to Goldstein, but already the Belgian driver has been passed. We've lost one at the exit of the Vegas chicane. 517 in third, make that second, as he goes up the inside of Majek Sisko. Then goes Callum Bradshaw, the championship leader, anxious to go out of this one in style. The Englishman is in fourth, almost into third. They're going to be 2 and 3 wide up the back straight. Van Waldstein's up in the grass, opposite lock, rallycross style. Goldstein into second, fighting there with Nielsen. Goldstein is too far back, but Havercourt's gone defensive when he probably didn't need to. Can he hold on for the last few corners? Goldstein from Belgium, Havercourt from just over the border in the Netherlands. This is the final corner. Goldstein is too far back. He cannot do it. The checkered flag comes out. The Dutchman Kai Havercourt wins here in Sweden. Goldstein is second, and Alfred Nielsen makes it the second Swedish flag on the podium here this afternoon. We are green in Sweden. A great start from the pole sitter Tiene. He has time to look behind him, see who's next. It is Tommaso Mosca, who's got a great start off the line in the Maranello kart to go up into second place. They go down through what was a chicane for the first time up over the rise. The leader is Felice Tiene. Tommaso Mosca. Hilbrand is in third. Up the inside, Matteo Vigano with a big move on Federer. The two Italians are side by side. Federer back to fifth. Then it's the Tony Karts. Norris, Corberi, Bassoncenet is the best of the green machines. The Frenchman up into sixth behind Federer. They come through the final part of the circuit for the first of 25 times. The race leader, Felice Tiene. It is CRG running 1 and 3. Maranello in second. Fabien Federer. Benjamin Tornquist and John Norris. A gap back to the Irishman. Just going through now, up over the rise. Down the inside! Oh, Tommaso Mosca's made a move. Tieni's been pushed out into the grass. Hilbrand into second. Give Tommaso Mosca a bit of a touch and says, let's get on with it. Matteo Vigano watches on. Paolo Pessonsani, the Frenchman, now up into fourth. Federer up the inside. Nicely done by the reigning European champion. The top card is back to fourth and off the podium, but not for long, because he makes the move back again. This side by side. Federer over the ripple strip. He's lost a ton of time up through the gearbox, and right behind him now is the Frenchman, Paolo Pessonsani. Benjamin Tornquist, the local, the Swede, in another CRG right behind. Then Felice Tieni desperately tries to recover the time lost. Hilbrand! Oh, Tommaso Mosca's out. He's got a problem. Mosca has come to a stop at the end of the start-finish straight. Well, Hilbrand did not even need to make a pass. Federer, Vigano, they're side by side. Watch Benjamin Tornquist right behind. There's Norris in the Tony Kart. Then we go back to Felice Tieni. Well, the hopes for the Napolitano. The final few corners. The driver from Spain in the Maxter-powered CRG. He's going to win it. The checkered flag is being readied for the driver from Spain, Pedro Hilbrand. Wins here in Sweden. The 2016 International Super Cup goes to Pedro Hilbrand. Federer second. Tornquist, the Swede, is third. Tieni makes it a CRG 1, 2, 3, and 4.
A really good weekend, a really good year. So let's say we start really good. We make the pole. We won 4 from 5 heats. We won the pre-final, and then in the final, I didn't do a really good start, but then I had the good speed to take the lead. So, and then when I take the lead, I was really happy and really fast. So let's say thank you to CRG, my mechanic, Kartissimo, and all the people who support me, and of course to my family.
Since Le Mans in September of 2015, we have been waiting for this, the big one, this year's KZ World Championship. Can anybody catch the pole sitter, Paolo Di Conto? Let's find out. The 2016 KZ World Championship is alive. What a start by Complacey from the third row of the grid. Ardigo around the outside has displaced Di Conto into second spot. Lorenzo Complacey in the Paralin kart up into third. What a start. It's the Italians 1, 2, 3, and 4. David Forte in the gold kart is fourth. Then it is the first of the Sony karts. It's actually Anthony Abbas who's made a brilliant start in kart number 5. He's right on the tail of the 4-time world champion David Forte. Leonardo Lorandi in 6th spot in the baby race kart, the leader in this early stage of the race. Lap number 1, the 3-time world champion looking to make it 4 in 24.5 laps time. The Tony Kart driver, Marco Ardigo. Second place, the pole sitter, Paolo Di Conto. Then a brilliant start from Lorenzo Complacey. The Paralin, he's in the slipstream, he pulls out to pass into turn 1, they're side by side. Complacey in the Paralin into second to Conto. Oh no, it's not happening again for the Italian in the CRG. Surely not. He has borne the burden of finishing second at last year's World Championship in Le Mans for the last 12 months. Bass down the inside of De Conto. It's all falling apart for the Italian. The CRG driver is back into fourth. He makes an adjustment on the radiator. Abbas, the French driver in the Sony kart, now into third. He's starting to close in on the leaders. Down the inside though, Complacey. Well, is his moment in the sun over? Abbas in the Sony kart, now up to second. Up over the rise, Complacey goes defensive. De Conto Just biding his time, he's still got 20 laps to get back to the front. Down the inside to Conto, up into third. Placey cannot do anything about it. And the same corner at the same time, Bas Lemmers gets past David Forte. The Gold Kart now back to 6th. A Bass in the Soddy Kart. Well, the gap was 0.4 of a second to Placey last time around. Despite the fact that he had to get past the Paralin driver, I don't think a Bass in the Soddy Kart has lost too much. Abbas wants to win it for the first time. DeConto wants to make up for last year. Down the inside! Anthony Abbas leads it for Soddy Kart. They're side by side. DeConto watches on in third spot. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new race leader. He's from France. He's driving the kart from France. The Soddy Kart leads here in Sweden. Anthony Abbas now puts Ardigo back to second. Watch DeConto. Ardigo closes the door. Lammers is closing on the front trio. This is incredible stuff here at Kristianstad in Sweden. The 2016 KZ World Championship has come alive. The Soddy Kart leads. Anthony Abbas has put Ardigo back to second. DeConto's put him back to third. Ardigo now from leading is back into third. He's in the slipstream. Not close enough down through the Vega chicane. 8.5 laps to go. The race is on. Be assured if these two have anything less than a clean move for the lead, the three-time world champion, the Tony Kart driver, will be right there to capitalise as the Conto goes down the inside. Well, that was a clean move. Abbas tries to get back but cannot do anything about it. Is that the move that is going to give DeConto the World Championship? Abbas looks behind him. He's already lost 3-4 kart lengths to the Italian. 2.5 laps remaining. Lemmers still cannot get past Marco Ardigo. That is the widest green Tony Kart the Dutchman has ever seen in his life. He does occupy the bottom step of the podium. He's the reigning European champion. He looks behind him. Bass does the same, he's in second spot. Kart number 4, he made it difficult for himself off the start. It looked as though it was all falling apart, but he's recovered superbly. He took the early race leader, Anthony Abbas. Surely he cannot lose it now. He's just a few corners away from writing his name into history. Paolo De Corto from Treviso in Italy, driving the CRG, rounds the final corner. The checkered flag comes out. Paolo De Corto is the 2016 World Champion. Congratulations, he's done it. He's had nightmares for the last 12 months after coming second at Le Mans. He is the 2016, the new World Champion is Paolo De Corto. Do you think he's happy or what? Great sportsmanship as he's congratulated by the new Vice World Champion, Anthony Abbas. There is Simo Puhaka, who has finished 5th. There is Arnold Koslinski, and another CRG who's finished 6th. He's super happy for his teammate. I think every driver in this field, of course they wanted to win it themselves, but if they weren't to do it, they're happy for Paolo De Corto to claim the 2016 World Championship.
I mistake the start and I exit second in the first lap. Then come Blaise and then Anthony overtake me. And in that moment I tried to stay with my concentrated. And finally I overtake Lorenzo, overtake Marco, and try to get Anthony. I overtake him, then I push a lot what I have inside, and so I get a gap so I can go to win.
Question at the start of the program, and now we have an answer. Paolo De Corto from Treviso in northern Italy is the new world champion. From here, the teams take a short break before we reassemble at the Bahrain International Circuit in the Middle East for the junior and the 125cc direct drive categories. But on behalf of all the team here at Kristianstad in Sweden, we'll see you next time for the World Kart Racing Championships.